Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Shano. Now, I am building on the Ford's website these Mustangs. Now, eventually I'm going to have to flip it because I am on my phone to show you what you would expect to go through this car and the prices. Now, again, I'm going to talk about dealer markups and stuff like that, which you should not be paying. From what I heard, Ford's trying to crack down on these prices. Now, I think overall, yeah, the prices have gone up, inflation, this and that. But I remember back in 2013, a well-equipped premium GT was around 40 grand, like 42. For a well-equipped, like fully loaded, 38. I've seen prices of 38 to like 42,000, somewhere around that area. The Dark Horse is starting at the premium is starting at 63. Obviously, you don't really want the standard Dark Horse, but it's not a huge jump. We're going to be coming up on the full build of this car. I kind of wanted to build it this way, but the visuals, for some apparent reason, visuals want you to scroll up. So in a moment here, it's gonna flip it. And we're going to get down to, right now we're at $889 a month on this car. There goes the flip, and I know it's going to be a little harder for you guys to see or whatever, so excuse me for that. But what irritates me on this build, and we're going to get down to the end price as far as the GT versus the Dark Horse and the end monthly price of this car. And what really pisses me off about a lot of car companies, not just Ford, is that you can't get what you want. Because you got to, if you're actually just building it on their website, you just, like, if you want different rims or you want this or you want that, it says, well, you can't have this and you can't have that. Which is very, very annoying. It's like, oh, you want this color interior? Well, you can't get this. Or you want these rims? You can't get that. That's just highly irritating. But we're going through the build on the GT. The Dark Horse build first. Then we're gonna go to the GT and kind of compare the prices. As you can see, as I'm going through it, it's like add, subtract, take away. You're gonna see all that when I'm going through the build here. It's like, yeah, do you want to remove this? And let me know in the comments down below how irritating this is. They have these options for these larger black rims that I couldn't put on the car because it would get rid of the 373s or something like that and bring in the, what was it saying? Yeah, like you got to remove blah 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 blah. It's stupidly annoying. So I just kind of went with some add-ons and nothing crazy, I would say, just like stuff that you would probably want if you're spending that kind of cash anyway. What's a couple grand more? So we're going to come up, eventually, just going to scroll through there's other options too, stuff like cargo nets and first aid kits and all this other accessory crap that they try to sell you. Again, you can't do this because you can't do that, and oh, Jesus. So we're at $909 right now, $909 for this for the monthly payment. I believe that was the final for like a decently loaded, pretty much almost fully loaded, unless you spec for the automatic, which is going to cost you, then you can probably change some things up. But in the manual, for some apparent reasons, you can't get certain seat colors and whatever. That really goes down to the GT. The Dark Horse kind of just has its own color or whatever spec, but you can see all the garbage they try to sell you. But illuminated door sills and stuff like that, dude, that should already be on the car. You should not pay extra for that stuff. The car costs how much, and you're charging more for stupid stuff for illuminated panels and stuff. It's just insane. So $909 a month, $67,000 is what you should be paying at the dealership, with a ridiculous car payment of almost $1,000. That's almost a mortgage in most places. We're going to be moving on to... let me know in the comments down below as far as the prices you're getting at your dealerships and stuff like that. But I would highly suggest doing a build. I had to take a screenshot of that. Highly suggest doing a build, getting the paperwork for the build before you go to a dealership. That's the best way. And say, I built a Mustang. This is what I built. And they can give you all the shamil they want, but that's what Ford's, that's Ford pricing. That's what the car should cost. I don't give a shit about, well, they're rare and this and that, and it's hard to get them. So we, if we get one in, the blah 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 blah. Now we're going through the GT build. Already at $679, and it's the same crap. I mean, what I'm trying to do is just option it out like a well-equipped premium, because it's like you got premium, which should have everything. I mean, it should have everything. When it says premium, it should have everything except for like, hey, do you want this color? Hey, do you want that color? But no. You should have, at that price point, you should have any rim that you want, any color that you want. But it's not like that. It's really, it's like, oh, well, you got to special order it, which is going to cost you a fee and this and that and blah 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 blah. If they even do it. I guess if you throw the money down, they might have to request it from Ford. But just going through their website trying to build this stuff is just probably, I would say, in a lot of ways, I've been to a lot of sites on builds, and certain people do it right now. I can say that BMW is pretty good at it. They have probably the most choices as far as interior colors, and getting the vehicles pretty well equipped already. Mercedes-Benz kind of is in the middle with that type of stuff. Audi's just horrible as far as like their interior color choices and stuff like that. But Ford can do a lot better job. They have like maybe 3, but I was trying to pick a different interior color. It's like, oh, you have to put the 355s back in instead of 373, which is because it's a package. Like, once you choose a rim or something, it's not a rim, it's a package, and that's the only rim that car comes with in that package. It's like stupid. It's really stupid. So what are we at here? We're still trying to equip this premium GT, get whatever goodies that you want in it, and we're at like $786, I think, $786. Now I'm gonna say this is why it's probably not even worth getting the GT. I mean, if you don't care for any just like updated suspension stuff like that, because I did put the Magna Ride in it. I wanted to well equip it with the better suspension and everything. You don't have to, but if you are trying to get a GT, thinking you're going to save a bit of money from the Dark Horse. I mean, we're at what, $827 already? Now, see, I'm trying to pick some colors here, some color choices, and it's just, that particular orange, forget it. I think I got the red in there when I was looking around. For some apparent reason, it wouldn't show me the interior. So I think I got away with the red, the dark red. Yeah. So we're at $827. I'm still going through some of them. Now I'm editing this on my phone, so it's actually hard to see. I'm sure if you have a full screen or whatever, you can tilt it afterwards. You'll see it. You'll see everything a little bit better than I am. Because in my editor, I'm actually just over voicing what I recorded. But we're still going through some options. 827. I think that's where we ended up at, is 827, and the Dark Horse was at like 909. $60,000. The other one was like 67, I think it was. But this is still insane for a Mustang with a V8. Like, it's still, to me, it's just still insane prices. It's a Magna Ride and this and that and blah 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 blah. Still, how did we get here? How did we get here? It's like they're just turning him into like full out race cars. So let me get to the next part. We're on. All right, guys. So besides me needing a haircut, that's where we are with the Mustangs. Is that the GTs and the where the EcoBoost Premium's at right now is where like the GT started back, and like when they first introduced the 5.0 and the Mustang. And the Premium 2 package of the Mustang from last year is pretty much the Dark Horse. But Dark Horse has been improved as far as just, you know, they tweaked it and stuff. It's got more horsepower than the PP2. It did gain a little weight, but it is like, I think on the test track on one of the shows, it was like the last PP2 packaged Mustang was like 113 around the track, and then the Dark Horse did like a 110. So it's slightly faster, like a slight faster, you know, faster around the track, but not, you know, if you're just daily driving. So that's what Ford did. They took the PP2 package, kind of improved on it a little bit or whatever, but they kind of just kept it for the Dark Horse. Now, the standard GT, yeah, you can get the Manga Ride and stuff like that, but just looking at the price, is a GT Premium, like, you see the price of it, you're talking about, like, it's like $7,000, $827 versus $909. If you're gonna get it over $800, between an $800 and $900 car payment, that's obviously without no money down. If you drop 20 grand, it's gonna drop the price down. Or 30 grand, it's gonna drop the price down. But say you just wanted to walk in and get it with like nothing down, that's your monthly payment. So, but I can really just get into the because this is the crazy part, is that I saw a GT Premium for 60, like 60, I think I posted it was like 61, I think 60, 61,000. I mean, yeah, tax and stuff like that. But it's kind of ridiculous that, like, that's where we're at. Is that, and it's like a base, it's like not a base, but it's a GT Premium, but it doesn't even have the Magna Ride and stuff like that. So the dealership already marked it up from its, you know, its price tag. Car should have cost like, you know, maybe like 50 something thousand, but they already jacked it up. The Dark Horses are going for, from what I've seen, over 70 grand, $75,000, $77,000. Almost up to, you know, I've heard rumors of 80 grand for the Dark Horse. And a standard Dark Horse Premium, if you get the Premium, yeah, you know, you've seen the prices. So yeah, like, you start adding stuff that you want to it, the price goes up a bit. With tax and tags and stuff like that. But it's still kind of ridiculous. So, but as you can see, go to the Ford website and build it before, like, if you're looking for one, build it, print it out, go to the dealership and slap that right in their face, and say, I'm not paying your markups, this is what I want, I have cash, blah, 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 order me the car the right way. And that's how you do it. You know, dealer markups, it should be illegal, in my opinion. There's no reason why these branches of Ford and branches of Ford, just like other car companies, should be running their own prices. It should be against the law. You're basically robbing people because you think you can. You think you can just charge somebody an extra 10 grand or more just because somebody, you know, it's a wantable car. They don't own that vehicle. I hate, you know, that's the crazy part, is that these branches that these people buy into, like, you know, they buy into McDonald's, they start making their own prices, they buy into whatever, they start doing their own thing. And that to me, because I've been to Atlantic City, and the McDonald's down there is charging like $2, $3 more for everything compared to the McDonald's over here. The phone is just dipping down. I'm trying to get into a good location here, but that's what I see, is that marking. You know, I'm just giving a reference, but if you're looking for a GT Premium, in all reality, it's just not even worth it. Unless you really just want a base, you're not looking to spend a lot of money, I guess, you know. I mean, it's still going to have a nice ride, it's still going to be quick, you know, you're still going to enjoy it. But that gets me down to, like, the dual screens compared to the single screen. Why Ford has that, just to have, you know, it's like they did it on purpose, just to say, well, you know, we're gonna it's almost like forcing somebody to go, we want the, you know, they're gonna want the bigger screen because the other one looks okay, but it's not as nice. That really irritates me. That really irritates me. A lot of these vehicles, a lot of these stupid ass packages. I mean, back in the day, it was like they had like 2 models. It was either like, you know, cloth seats, you know, roll, you know, like there was like a few differences. Like the cheapest model was like, there was like hardly anything in it. The model above it had power windows. You know, it was like, I want the one with the power windows. And then the model above that had leather seats. I was like, okay. Back then it was like air conditioning or no air conditioning. Now it's like, it's just crazy. It's like you want the Bose sound system, and that shit should already be in there, man. You should have a quality sound system spending that much money. You're telling me I gotta spend $2,000 more, you're gonna put fucking like, you know, gold speakers in my car? I don't get it. I think in those, like, the material, like to build the car and stuff like that, the engine, like, that hasn't really changed. I don't care what technology they think they have in there as far as, like, you know, but rears and train and engine, and if you strip off the electronics, you take away all the electronics, you take away all the fancy crap that's illuminating and stuff like that, you got 4 wheels, a body, an engine, a transmission, and a rear, in whatever configuration it is. Then you start adding all the leather stitching and technology as far as screens and, you know, pushing buttons and this. You start getting all that stuff in there, and painted rims and stuff. All of a sudden it's like, you know, the car's $1 trillion. You know. Now I understand that as far as, you know, any vehicle that you want to paint and put new parts in and stuff like that, you know, whatever's going to cost whatever money. I understand that. But I think at this point, where are we going? You know, next 5-10 years? Some people are like, well, you're not going to see a V8. Well, you know what? I ain't going to buy a Mustang. I ain't going to buy an electric Mustang. I ain't going to buy an electric Dodge Charger. I'm not going to buy an electric Camaro or Corvette. I'm not going to buy an electric vehicle, period. It's never going to happen. There's a lot of problems with them. They're just going to be flashlight cars. They're going to charge whatever money they're going to charge for them. And once the battery's done, it's either you're going to spend a fortune replacing the battery, because, you know, they're all going to try to get that warranty voided before the battery goes, and or give you some shamil about not replacing because they don't want to, or, you know, it's going to. And without that battery, the car is completely useless. It's a useless car. It's just going to sit there and, you know, do nothing. Your retail is going to be any retail for an electric car is going to be crap unless the battery has been replaced. But if it's like a high mileage, the same battery, blah 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 blah, forget it. Done. Some people even blew up their Teslas just because Tesla wouldn't replace the battery because the car was useless at that point. They're not going to spend 30 grand on a first gen Tesla. It's just useless. The car is useless. That with $30,000 for a freaking battery, you're going to blow it up. Ah, man. So, well, let me get back to the Mustangs. Print it out, build it, do it yourself. I would highly suggest doing that before you go to dealerships. And I'm telling everybody out there, you got to stop. It's almost like homes that are getting jacked up in price and people are buying them. So what do? They're going to keep raising the prices because people keep buying. Once you stop buying is when prices start coming down. If the dealers, even at the Ford's like baseline price, I think they're still too expensive. I think the GT Premium, a GT Premium should run you like 40, like all the prices should move one down. Like $38,000 for an EcoBoost Premium. It's not that bad, but it's still a 4-cylinder. And you don't even get like maybe like a smaller V8 with it or something. Like, so you want that rumble, you just, you know, they could have made a small EcoBoost V8 or something. I don't know, like they could have done something. That's why I said they should have never get rid of the 4.6. But I think all the price, like a GT, like a standard GT, should be basically all the prices should just be down. Like I missed those 20 and like 13 prices. And that's where it's really at. It's just it should all be moved like back down. I think like the GT, like the Dark Horse, it should be like 50. It should be like 58,000 for a Dark Horse. You know, a GT Premium should be like 48,000. The EcoBoost should be 38,000. So we'll do it that way. It's like 38,000, 48,000, 58,000. Like we'll do it that way. We'll do it that way. That's it's $10,000 off, like off each car. Like that's where the prices should be. And you know, especially with inflation, especially with the prices nowadays. And that's why I don't understand is like, especially with the trucks and everything else, like all the prices on these trucks, and the trucks are just getting out of hand too, because you want, you know, leather stitched and, you know, just a nicer interior and stuff like that. And I don't see it justifying the material. It just doesn't justify the price of the truck. It really doesn't. It can jump almost double just because of whatever options and the way it looks and special rims and anyway, me personally, I mean, I understand if you have a lot of money and you want to blow, you don't give a shit, that's understandable. Go knock your socks off. But in my opinion, if people stop buying them, especially with the jacked up prices that they do, that's what will make a difference. We consumers are helping them do this. We consumers are telling them it's okay to do this, to run these prices. And as we all know, as far as consumers, we are the ones that keep them in business. Excuse me, my eye. We are the ones that keep them in business. So that's what you got to do, in my opinion. I will always look to used, in good shape. I seriously would never buy something that costs that much money just to. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just ridiculous. These prices of these cars are ridiculous. They're going up and up and up, and nothing's really stopping it. And it's our fault. Oh, there's kids getting off the bus. I don't want to look weird. So it's really just it's our fault. You know, we keep buying, and they'll just keep doing it. So I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Let me know in the comments down below about any experiences that you had. I want to get some stuff going here. Experiences of my kids are gone, and I don't want to look like a stalker or some shit. I want to know the experiences. I want to know, like, you went to a dealership, what's your markups, how much it costs, is there GTs, not even the Dark Horse, is there GTs out there for 70,000? It's between 60 to 70,000. Dark Horses out there between 70 to 80,000 or higher, who knows. I know in Canada everything is jacked up, that's obvious. Everything's like 3 times the price because of their free healthcare. It's just there's no win. There's just no win. I can just keep going on, but I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Share your stories. And I hit the button. Later, guys.